not necessarily reflect or represent those of the owners, management, or advertisers of Pacific Telestations Inc. This message has been brought to you by the stations of KUAM.
You're watching Buzz with Jess Lujan.
Good evening, Guam. I'm Jess Lujan. Welcome to this edition of the show. Boy, tonight's a great show tonight. We're on Showbiz, yes, believe it, with Polly Eric. He promised us a couple weeks ago that you were going to bring in your director and producer of I Am Tomorrow, and you started filming already. Welcome back, Polly.
Thank you.
Hey, and of course, we have the director of I Am Tomorrow, Wes Somoza, and also the producer of I Am Tomorrow, John Mo Burnham. We'll call you Mo.
Yeah.
You're the producer. Polly, please.
Well, it's great to be here again because now we can talk about this project.
Yeah.
Actually, the pieces of it coming together.
As we speak, it's happening,
it's
right?
happening.
Happening.
With all of our medium sunburn and very tired bodies,
Yeah.
but very excited spirits.
Okay. So anyway, Wes and Mo, tell us how you guys came together with Polly. Divine intervention, I guess. How did this all happen?
I guess you could say it was a little bit of divine intervention, but initially talked to or no Joanne Tabor.
She was with us about a year ago. Yes.
Man Here Tomorrow, and basically what led from that was there was actually an event taking place in San Diego. They contacted me. I was presently working on a movie at that time. We're finishing up on a movie, independent movie, and she was like, "Hey, she came and said we have this project. Would you definitely be interested in it?" And I was like, "Well, tell me about it." And so initially from that conversation we had with her, I was like, okay, I like this. It's from the heart. It's definitely a passion project. And I know Wes, and me and Wes have known each other for some time and worked together in the past. And I was like, hey, introduced him and basically just took off from there.
Okay. And Wes, you're the director. Where do you start and where do you leave off and hand off? How do you guys hand off to each other?
we work really well together. I mean, we worked on multiple projects in the past.
Sure.
So it's almost like dealing with family to a certain degree. So we kind of know what each other think here and there. And so a lot of times I'll have the idea in my head. Mo lets me run with it, and then if he has anything to add, we just kind of connect. But usually we're on the same page. We get up early in the morning here. We go have breakfast and hook up our guys and when we get back, and it gives us our time to kind of powwow, strategize.
Now this is the first time to Guam, right? First time to Guam?
Yes.
First time
for both of you?
Yeah.
Okay. Now let me ask you, have you worked with Father Forbes before in the past?
We have in the San Diego and
San
in
Diego.
LA.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Now, what he's written, what he's putting together in writing in all these years as research, how do you capture the essence then of what Father is trying to get to us, the viewers? So when we see this documentary in time for Christmas, when we see this, how do you guys work to make sure that he captures exactly? You capture his heart. How do you do that?
Capture that is the challenge, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Father Eric can really tell. We've had these conversations where it's hard for us to get into his mind, and since we knew very little about Guam coming into this, we had a short amount of time to really study everything up. So in so doing, when we get here, we're looking at all the pretty shots we want to get, but really kind of talking with him on these drives to these different locations and getting a better understanding of where we're going, what we're doing.
So he's there all the time, wherever you guys.
Oh yeah, he's there. He's there every time. And Father Eric is very specific, very specific, and it's for us at the same time. It's educational as well because what we do know about Guam, he fills us in. He fills us in and said, this is the reason, this is what we want to capture, this is the essence. And from that, we just take our creative interpretation and just go from there.
He's a plethora of knowledge. Like, you got a question, he's got the answer for us. It makes it very easy.
This is day 5. They know Guam in 5 days. And the people of Guam that we've met have really opened their hearts and arms to all of us and to them. And they have tasted literally the goodness of Guam.
Yeah. Now, how, again, you guys have done movies and documentaries. How, again, as a writer, maybe a writer of, say, a fiction or a movie versus a documentary, you still have to get into the mind of the person who has written that script. He's written the script, but not only is the script written out, but you're talking to the people as well. So there are a lot of unscripted stuff out there. So how do you catch that unscripted interaction with the people and blend that into what he's trying to get across?
The short answer to that is you keep the camera rolling. You don't stop. We have multiple cameras. You typically go in at every moment while we're doing this, trying to capture those moments that you're not expecting. When we go to edit, that's going to be the real challenge of how do you take all this information and create a 60, 90 minute.
And that's my question, Polly. I mean, because I'm sure there's 5 days, right? You probably have enough footage, right, for probably maybe a series at this point. How do you capture now? Have you guys decided whether it's going to be a 60-minute documentary, 90-minute? Is that decided yet at this point?
It's not written in stone.
Oh, okay. No, well, how then, if you were to get it down to 60 minutes or 90, whatever it may be, okay? How do you get days and weeks and to that? Then you get it down to that, and this is the story.
That's what we know we need to do. And we'll be able to answer that question after we do it.
After you do it, yeah. But it must be a task. I mean, it must be, because you're going to have a lot of people that you're filming, and there's as some people I've been a stand-in, and some have made it. Most of them haven't. I mean, they made it on the floor.
Jesse, it's a good problem to have a lot, and then rather than too little. So
yeah. So
we were trying not to stress about that till we got home, but now we can stress about it here. So that's good.
Yeah, again, I mean, because I'm sure when you're putting it all together, editing things out and all that, and I'm sure you'll probably have music probably accompanying some of these things, and how do you capture that in music? And people are not talking about it. How you capture that specific scene and that just right. That
that's where the art really happens.
Yeah. So you have a crew, right? I mean, you guys.
We got 3 other guys with us.
Yeah. Okay. And what do they do? What are they? Their roles?
Well, go ahead. I was gonna say. So we got Eric, who's our sound operator.
Okay.
He's capturing every bit of sound he can find, whether it's dialogue between Father Eric and his subject that we're interviewing, or he's out in the field capturing the sounds of Guam. And then we have Ian and Aaron, who are on camera, and they got the cameras rolling and make sure they capture every pretty shot they can get. We have a flying drone. We have a DJI Ronin that's out there getting every kind of smooth shot that you can imagine of Guam. So you're going to see a lot of different areas of Guam from very different perspectives and a lot of movement.
Now, when you're capturing in documentaries and all that, are they the first takes? Are they one takes? Are they repeated? I mean, they're scripted. Hey, you got to get this line down. But like tonight, you guys are going to be at Chamorro Village, okay? The band's going to be playing. You're going to be talking to people. I don't know if you're going to be filming. If you're going to be filming, you're not going to say, "Can you read cha-cha? Can you read jitterbug? Can you do that?" These are one takes, yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, for the most part, with a documentary, and we've really been blessed because Father Eric's a natural. We just capture the moment. If anything, like Wes stated, we want to capture those moments. We want to capture those bits of nuggets that pull on the heartstrings or something that'll motivate the story.
Sure.
So in any opportunity, you want to make sure that the cameras are rolling and that whatever happens naturally.
Now, Father, in this documentary, you're capturing I am Chamorro. So it's basically people telling their Chamorro story, right?
Correct, exactly. It focuses on the people, and we are all different. We're all Chamorro, but we're all different, and so I'm trying to get the different voices to speak to us of their story.
As we spoke about a couple of weeks ago, there are TV series and all that where people are telling the story, the storytellers telling the story of Guam, where these individuals will be telling again their Chamorro story. And you said because we're a melting pot, we are a different we are a blend of a lot of people. So they'll be telling the stories, and so you'll be able, as a director and producer, you'll be able to come and say, this is the Guam I am Chamorro story.
And it's more than Guam.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Now you're 5 days already here. Yeah. You're going to be moving on to the other islands. What other islands are you going to be shooting?
we go to Rhoda on Friday for the day. So we're there early in the morning, get back later in the afternoon.
Before
early
the sun
evening.
goes down.
On Monday, we're off to Saipan for through the week, but we have a trip to Tinian scheduled in there for just the day.
Sure.
So it's a lot of movement every day.
And we're all Chamorro, but you'll definitely see very distinct differences.
Even within Guam.
Even within Guam. Yeah, even within Guam. Actually, Father, correct me if I'm wrong, because years back, it was more noticeable, most especially, when you were from the south, right? In Arahan, Maleso, Umata, those
Villages
areas.
we know well.
We've
been there so many times.
It used to be, you knew exactly where folks came from.
Right.
Now I think Umatec is the only village that has kind of kept the tone and the way they spoke, right? The way they speak, right?
Yeah, well, ask these guys if they
Tell
heard
us.
it and noticed it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. It's we have noticed distinction as far as within Chamorro people in different areas or different villages.
Okay.
The one thing we have noticed that all the people share is they're really like inviting, a sense of family. Like I mean, Wes can tell you, like we've had gigs or more or less jobs where I've never really experienced this outside of my own immediate family, and that's really, I think that's really special, more or less.
And where we've had nasty craft service food, we get great meals at people's homes and stuff, and they feed us like 4-course meals. It's been great.
With 20 minutes notice.
Yeah. We had to ask them, they have all this stuff in stock.
And you know what? Even 20 minutes. No, that's a long time. That's a long time because you can go to people's homes and I tell you and there's absolutely nothing made, but there'll be something. As soon as you sit down, there'll be something in front of you right away. Yep. That's the Chamorro way. I am Chamorro.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. We gotta pay some bills. Be right back.